Hey guys, what's up? It's Dean. Welcome to Manful Yoga. In this video, I'm going to talk about the workout program that I've been doing for the last 4 months. So this is a question that I get asked all the time. What are the exercises you're doing? What are the workouts that you're doing? What does it look like on a week-to-week basis for your workouts? And in this video, I'm going to go through all of that. So I'll talk about basically the exercises, the specific exercises that I try to do on a weekly basis. I'll talk about the big shift that I made in my mindset when it comes to approaching my workouts now and why I've been really more successful with that as opposed to in the past. And then I'll also talk about, I'll show kind of some progress photos and talk about some of the progress that I've made in my workouts as a result of, being consistent for the last 4 months. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already subscribed to Manful Yoga, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you like any of this video, be sure to hit the like button, hit thumbs up, and that would be greatly appreciated. All right, so here we go. And I've got full disclosure, I'm using my laptop in front of me just so I don't forget anything. And so there's a bit of a framework to this. So first off, I'll talk about that big mind shift that I made when it comes to my workouts. And I did make a full video about this because there's a deeper explanation to it. And if you want to see that, go to the video description on this video, and you'll see the link to view that full video. But to sum that up, basically I shifted my goal for each workout. Instead of trying to do each workout like it was my last workout and doing it intense and making sure that I was doing like 5 exercises and a ton of volume, I lowered my expectations and I made the goal to just do the bare minimum, just focus on being consistent, make sure that you do the 2 big exercises that you want to do, and then anything beyond that was extra credit. And as a result of that, I've noticed that I've been much more consistent with my workouts. I'm recovering more quickly because I'm not, doing as much volume as I was used to, and it's just been really successful for me to make that shift. So, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I really want to get into what specifically I've been doing with my workouts. So, what does a typical workout session look like, and what are the exercises that I've been doing? So, here's kind of the framework for what my workout plan looks like right now, because I'm not following like a particular program. I don't have a website or a fitness resource that I'm using for this. I'm just choosing the exercises that are best for what I'm doing to complement the yoga that I'm doing, but also to address just overall building muscle and building functional strength. So that framework. So I'm doing 2 to 4 resistance training sessions per week. So it changes. Sometimes I do 2, sometimes I do 4. Just depends on how I feel that week. I'm using whatever tools I have on hand. So if I'm at the office, I have my weights here. If I'm at home, I have kettlebells. I have a pull-up bar. I have some resistance band and some other equipment. Or if I'm outside, then I'll be doing stuff like a dynamic workout where I'm doing various running drills and things of that sort of nature. One big part of this is giving myself permission to skip workouts. So if I don't feel like I've adequately recovered from my workouts, if I notice that my core or my central nervous system just isn't kind of fully recovered and doesn't feel up to big compound movements. So if my core isn't recovered and I'm doing like deadlifts that day, I'm not going to do deadlifts because I'm not going to be able to do it with proper technique, and I'll end up delaying my progress. So I've given myself permission to say no, to skip my workout in those situations. And if I'm feeling sick or if I didn't get enough sleep, and I'm not feeling bad about it, that's a big part of it. Giving myself permission to skip workouts and also not feeling bad if I do that. I'm completing at least 2 exercises per workout session. So again, instead of going into the workout and thinking I'm going to do, 5 sets and 5 exercises or 7 exercises, I've lowered my expectation to I'm just going to be doing my 2 big exercises. I'm going to do at least 2 or 3 sets, and then anything beyond that, it's extra credit. And that's pretty much that's the framework, and I'll get a little bit more into specifics. But currently, most of my main resistance training workouts have 3 to 5 exercises. But again, if I go into my workout that day and I don't feel fully recovered or I just don't have time, then I'll do 2 exercises and I won't feel bad about it. then I'll also be doing anywhere from 5 to 15 reps per set. So 3 to 5, maybe 2 to 5 sets, and then 5 to 15 reps per set. And that just depends on a lot of different things, but that's basically the framework. So here are the exercises that I'm currently doing. Oh, one more thing. And then I'll end every workout with a vibrating foam roller session. So because I wanted to see, that's kind of just a personal experiment. I wanted to see if it helps with recovery. And so far I've noticed that it does help with recovery. It does help so that I feel less sore the next day. So I'm keeping that up as well. And that just takes about 5 minutes with the vibrating foam roller. So exercises that I'm doing. Here are the different exercises that I try to hit every week. So I'm doing squats, weighted back squats, and also front squats. Sometimes I'll use for the front squats, sometimes I'll use a kettlebell, and then other times I'll use an Olympic bar on my back. I'm doing deadlifts. Sometimes I'll use a standard Olympic bar and just do standard deadlifts. I use an double overhand grip as opposed to one under and one over with deadlifts. I'll also have a hex bar though, and I'll do deadlifts for that when I'm feeling like I want to get a different kind of exercise. Also, if I feel like my lower back hasn't recovered and I want to do something that's not as strenuous on the lower back, then I'll do hex bar deadlifts instead. I'm also doing weighted walking lunges, so I'll just walk back and forth in whatever room I'm in, do about 10 to 15 reps per side. Kettlebell swings, those are great for hamstrings, glutes, and core. That's a great way to also address cardio, so I'll do those. Hip thrusters are fantastic for glutes, and those are good because they also don't have a lot of stress on the joints. So I really like hip thrusters, and I've been doing those more regularly now. And now upper body stuff. I always do pull-ups and chin-ups. I try to do those on a weekly basis. Something that I have been doing differently with my pull-ups has been doing more eccentric or negative focus. So instead of just doing standard pull-ups up and down, I'll get up to the top of the pull-up and then I'll slowly lower myself down on a 5 count. And those have been tremendously effective for helping to build shoulder strength. I'm also doing a bent over dumbbell row on a bench. So those have been really helpful for helping with shoulder stability. I've had difficulties with shoulder health in the past. Every now and then I do tweak my rotator cuff, so those are really helpful. I'm doing overhead press. I'm still not comfortable doing heavy overhead press, so this is mostly lightweight. I'm usually doing maybe 30, 35, or 40 pounds at most. And then I also do a dumbbell chest press. So, and I avoid doing it with an Olympic bar because I did too much bench press when I was younger, and I still have bad habits from that. And it's hard to, when you're in the moment, it's really hard to alter that movement pattern. So rather than kind of annoy my shoulders, I've been using dumbbell chest press instead of the Olympic bar. So here's what a typical Monday workout will look like for me. I'll start with a 10-minute walk, a brisk 10-minute walk as a warm-up. I really like those. I really like walks as warm-ups for workouts. I'll go into a 10-minute yoga session focused on muscle activation, which is very similar to what you'll see with any strength-focused manful yoga workout. And then I'll get into my resistance training. So I'll do 3x10 weighted back squats, so 3 sets, 10 reps each of weighted back squats, maybe something like 135, 185, and 205 or 225, something like that. I'll go to 4x6 eccentric focused pull-ups. So I'll do 4 sets, 6 reps, and 5-second rep total. So I'll get up to the top of the pull-up bar and then do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll get back up and then do that again 6 times. And then I might finish that off with a 5-minute vibrating foam roller session. So again, there's just 2 big exercises in there, 3 to 4 sets, and then got the warm up and the cool down. And that only takes me about 40 minutes or 35, 40 minutes. So it's pretty time manageable too. And then again, anything beyond that is kind of extra credit. In addition to these workouts, so those are my main workouts, but I'm also doing supplementary workouts, and I'll get into what those mean in a second. But I'll also try to do HIIT-inspired workouts or supplementary strength training workouts on other days. And this is for when I'm not feeling recovered, or maybe it's the day after I did a big lifting session. And these have different goals, and I'll talk about that in a second. But these are part strengthening. These are also part active recovery. And a big part of why I do this, these supplementary workouts, is because of sleep. I notice that if I don't work out every day, I sleep pretty badly. So it's really important to me that I get in my workout, and it usually has to happen before 7 p.m. I can't work out too late or I'll sleep poorly. So I have to make sure that I get in my workout and that I'm really focusing on just my body and just my fitness for at least 30 minutes per day, or I do have bad sleep. So that's really important to me. So I'm going to go through kind of what these two alternative workouts look like right now. So the first supplementary workout that I'll do is kind of a HIIT inspired workout. And I'll do these for kind of a couple of reasons. Number one, because they have more cardio focus. So it's a good opportunity for me to work on my cardiovascular health. The other part of it is I might not feel fully recovered to do heavy lifting. So I'll lower the weight and I'll still get, some good muscle activity here, but it won't be as heavy. So it's just not as stressful on the central nervous system. So I'll use these kind of HIIT inspired workouts. And what that would look like would be like 4 rounds of the following. So after I'm doing one exercise, go to the next, and then repeat that for a number of rounds. So I would do 15 front squats usually with a 45-pound kettlebell. I'd do 20 push-ups after that, and then I'd do walking lunges, 15 per side, and then I'd do 15 bent over dumbbell rows, or maybe with the kettlebell. So you can kind of see here I'm going from upper body to lower body to upper body to lower body, and then I might take 30 seconds rest between each exercise, maybe a minute between each round. So I'll do all of that, and then I'll repeat that 3 or 4 times. And that usually is enough for me to feel fatigued and feel tired. Again, the big goal with these workouts is I want to feel tired at the end of it, and I want to feel fatigued, because that's going to help me sleep better, and that's going to help me function the next day. So, but then I don't always do those HIIT-inspired workouts. If I'm not feeling up to that, or if I want to work on address some of my weaknesses, then I'll do what I like to call these supplementary workouts. And these usually happen 1 to 2 times per week. And these are workouts where I focus on the following: target areas target areas of opportunities. So basically I'm working on weaknesses. For me, this usually means I'm doing some sort of ankle mobility work, or some rotator cuff strengthening, or maybe hanging on a pull-up bar. I could also work on my mobility and my flexibility. So if I notice that my joints aren't feeling super great, then, or I haven't done a certain stretch in a while, then I'll take an opportunity to work on that mobility. Or it might be an opportunity to do active recovery work. So I'll do something where it's like low to medium intensity. And this is where I do a lot of my yoga. This is where the active recovery comes in. So that's what a supplementary workout looks like. Cool thing about these is I can usually do them with minimal equipment, and I can also do them while I'm watching TV with my wife. So it makes it so it's not very inconvenient, but it does have that effect of helping me feel like I've done something and I'll sleep better that night. And I'm also working on, weaknesses. So it's a very beneficial overall. So an example of what a supplementary workout would look like, and I did this last week, I would take that round system that I used again. So I'd go through 4 different exercises, 3 to 5 different exercises, and then do multiple rounds of them. So first I did a 60-second pull-up bar hang. So I'd hang on the pull-up bar for 60 seconds, or about 6 breaths. And then I would go to 10 to 15 reps of internal shoulder rotation work. So I would get a resistance band and work on internal rotation for the shoulder. And then I'd switch sides. And then I'd go to external rotation. So 10 to 15 reps where I'm doing external rotation shoulder work. And then I would go to 15 dumbbell shoulder presses, or 10 to 15 shoulder presses with dumbbells. And this would be lightweight. So I'd just do something like this with 10 to 15 pounds. And then I'd finish off with 60 seconds of down dog, focusing on ankle mobility. So, and then I would repeat that 3 or 4 times. And that usually takes about 30 minutes. Again, it helps with active recovery. It's a good way of me getting an exercise to address my weaknesses. and it just fits in really well with what I'm doing. And using this system of main workouts, of supplementary routines, and then also of HIIT inspired workouts, I've gotten a lot stronger over the last few months. I'm sleeping better, I'm less stressed, and I just feel a lot better with this. So again, big part of this was shifting my mindset, focusing instead of on doing as much as I could in one workout. It's more been about consistency. Part of that is the fact that I'm not training like an athlete anymore on a regular basis. So I was trying to do what I was doing in college for a long time now, and I'm not playing lacrosse anymore. You know, I just don't have that. I don't have that kind of that inspiration, or I'm not in a situation where I'm pushing myself every day. So it's tough for me to go straight back into those kinds of workouts that I was doing, and with that level of intensity and consistency. So scaling that back and kind of doing something that's more appropriate for my fitness goals now has been really helpful. But that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, subscribe. Most of what I put out here is focused on helping you live a healthier lifestyle, learning how you can integrate yoga with your other workouts and get more effective yoga workouts. But I also like to do these types of videos where I kind of talk about myself and a little bit on my fitness journey, and hopefully that gives you some inspiration to work on yours. Either if it's motivation to get your ass in gear, or if it's inspiration to say, I'm gonna try that out and work it into my workout routine. So yeah, I highly recommend you kind of pick and choose stuff from different people and create a system that works for you. If you have some autonomy over the system that you make, you're going to be much more likely to do it. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to go into anything else right now, but check out the workouts. If you haven't done any of the workouts on this channel yet, we've got a great Yoga for Men workout series that we released a couple months ago. Really great way to get started. And then I also have a free 7-day intro on my website, manfulyoga.com/intro. And those are about 10 to 15 minute workouts. Really easy way to get started doing yoga on a regular basis. So if you're not quite sure where to start, definitely check that out. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on future videos. See you later.